Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another rebuild. The last one I really enjoyed making, and it done really well, so I wanted to keep the ball rolling, and this time do a Southampton one. Southampton, a few years ago under Posh, and then obviously a little bit afterwards, they were competing for Europe or around these spots. So it's been a bit of a decline since then. They were sort of viewed as a team of the future, a team who could develop. They had a lot of young potential players, and now they've just fallen off, and now they are constantly battling relegation. They're not really looking to. Obviously, they've got Nathan Jones. He's not really hit the ground running, so I think they're a good team to rebuild. Try and see if we can get them back here, or even push up and potentially get a trophy. Let's see how we do with this team. Now, this is what I'm going to go with. It's the GYRFM Volante victory, because I want Lavia playing here. Potentially Ward-Prowse on one of these two slots. We shall see. But I want to give this a go. But let's go into our signings. So our signings, I've made 3 signings. The first one is Andrea Stendrup, 7.5 million, currently valued at 44 to 56. It's good subscriber championship, potential Premier League. Everyone knows him on Football Manager. Quality, great stats, only 18. I think he's going to be a really good player for us. The next one they've signed in real life, which is Orisic. Really good player, really happy with him. I want him to either play on one of these flanks or up top as a striker. We'll see how that one goes. And then lastly was Singo, mainly for these two positions, either as a winger or as a fullback, as a backup. But again, really good potential, good subscriber championship. Really excited to see how they go. So, those are my signings. Let's get into the pre-seasons. Our pre-seasons went really well. 7-2 against our second 11. Chadams with 2, Ward-Prowse with 2, Bella Conchap with 1, Salisu and Theo Walcott. 4-0 against Usk, Che Adams, Ward-Prowse, Stuart Armstrong and Maisley Niles. Union, Vauclamark, 7-0, Che Adams with 3, Lavia, Kyle Walker Peters and Maisley Niles. 8-2 against Sack, James Ward-Prowse with 2, Che Adams with 3, Lavia with 1, Jeppo with 1 and Mara with 1. 4-0 against SC Sekeren, Kyle Walker and Doozy, Mara and Aribo. Salisu with 1 for a 7-0 win against Bischoffen. Adams with again for Armchop and Ward-Prowse. So what I want to do, I want to get a couple of our young players started. This is what I did in the preseason, told them to keep this as much as they can, because I want Livramento to get as much game time. I want Belchat, I want Lavia, I want a Doozy. I also wanted Ward-Prowse, Nistroll and Adams, and I think it's worked quite well. So what I may do, I'll simulate until January, see how it goes with these in these sort of positions, the other sort of rotating, see how we do, and then potentially look into removing a couple of these and then take it from there. Because a Doozy, we've obviously got Orisic now, Sturger up. Actually, what I may do, I'm going to remove him from there, because I'll let any of them play there. Adams, Ward-Prowse, I'll keep that. Lavia, I'll keep that. Salisu, Bedtrat, I'll keep these two. So I want to give this, and I'll play Bazunu as our main goalkeeper. I want him to start so he can develop as well. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to simulate now until the end of the season, and we'll see how we get on with season 1. Hello guys, and welcome to the end of season number 1 of our Southampton rebuild. You can probably see at the top there's a bit of clue on how we finished in the league, but let's go to our competitions and let's have a look. Wow. Okay, so we finished in 6th place. We currently qualify for the Europa Conference League. Knocked out in the 4th round of the FA Cup and the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup. So a very decent run. Che Adams looks like he's got a lot of goals. Let's go to competition, see our... So, started the season well. Some big loss in there. So a big loss 5-1 to West Ham. 5-2. Carabao Cup quarterfinal, yeah. 3-2 to Brighton. Looks like we were leading as well. Leading 2-1, and then they won 3-2. Bit disappointing there. 5-2 against Chelsea in a replay. But a 5-1 to end the season. Che Adams with 3. Looks like it was a bit of a mixed bag. Obviously, didn't get too far in the cups, but well, we got to quarter-final and fourth round there, so quite far in the Carabao Cup. But overall, I'd say that's a very, very good season. We're only expected mid-table, so the board seem like they are delighted. Where is it? Club Vision here. Yeah, A+. Amazing. Working in wage budget struggling. I will sort that for the second season. But a very good first season. Let's have a look at the squad performances. So selection info. Start on average rating. So our highest point was James Ward-Prowse. Then Singo, we've done really well. 11 assists, 33 appearances, so he's done really well. Che Adams has done really well. 36 goals, so he's been incredible. He is wanted by Everton. Not going to happen. Lavi has done really well. Orsic has done really well. Goals. Top is Che Adams. Then it's Ward-Prowse. Then it's Bella Kotchap with 10 goals from centre-back, which is really impressive. Salisu also got 6 and Lavia got 4. Assist, James Ward-Prowse leading the way with 22. Looks like playing him in the hole has done amazing. He has done really well for us this season. He is wanted as well. Quite a lot of big clubs. I don't see myself selling him. Especially not for 40 million, which is his current value. Maybe if I get like 80, I'll potentially consider it. But for those current prices, I don't think it's even worth it. One thing I did want to show you guys is the youth intake. So youth intake, we had a couple of good players. Where are they? Actually, let's just go to our youth team. They should be in here. So Marty O'Hara, a really good young player. Look at him, great potential, 5-star potential. A good DM, pretty good stats for a 15-year-old. I think he's going to have some really good growing to do. Jaden is another one. He is a striker. 4.5-star potential, so he's a really good, exciting young player. Tyler's already here. Samo is already here. Rafter, 15 years old. Not going to be as good as the others. 4-star potential, but still some good young players here. So I'm quite happy with our youth system here. Under 21s, we've got a couple of good players as well, so hopefully over the coming years we'll continue to grow this out and get it to be a lot bigger than it is. But I think for a first season, very, very successful. We'll be heading into Europe for the second season. Our budget hasn't been decided yet, but I will come back to you guys when I've been able to find out what our next budget is once I've done some transfers as well. But I think for a first season, I could not have asked for more. We've got into Europe, so that should massively help with the finances and really good results. So I will see you for season 2. Hello and welcome to season number 2 of our Southampton save. I am at August 6th, just before our first game of the season. I'll just go through our transfers and tell you how we got on. So, last season we did sign Edwards, Ronnie Edwards. He's gone out on loan to Peterborough. Good young player, good potential. 12 million value to potential to 17 million. He's on loan at Peterborough and he is a really good young player. Only came in for 4.2. Signed Trossard for 12.5. Already valued at 15.5 to 19. I bought him in for versatility. He can play there, he can play here, he can play on the right hand side. Good versatile player. So really happy with that signing. Also got Niles back for 15, rising to 17.5, valued at 18.5 to 23. He done alright for us last season and played a lot of games. I think get him back, play both flanks, can play DM, can play on these. So I think he's a really versatile player which could really help us this season. We then also brought in Alexis McAllister, the World Cup winner. For he's now valued at 18.25 to 23. We bought him for 20 million. Really good stats, good passer, good penalty taking, good technique. He can play anywhere up that spine of the team. He can also play on the wing, but I doubt he'll really play there. The main thing will be either here or here. So, really good signing, really happy with him. We also then have brought in Becker Garnett on a free. Good young centre-back, already high value, may potentially sell him on. Ampadu on a loan. Everyone knows Ampadu, Welsh centre-back, can also play DM. Good little rounded plays, mainly going to be a backup for me. We needed a backup goalkeeper, so I got Mamadashvili from Valenti, he's agreed to be back, which will really be about aerial reach, command of area, good communication, good reflex. He's a really good, well-rounded player. Valued at 36 to 45, and a lead in the Sky Bet Championship. I reckon he's better than that, but his stats are absolutely incredible. As a backup, you can't ask for better. Sivert Mansverk for 8 million from Molde, valued at 27 to 39. He's going to play here for me. Really well-rounded. Pretty much a jack of all trades, master of none. He's only 21. Could improve significantly. So I'm really happy with him and Lavia potentially being our pairing. And then the final bit of business was Devin Wrench for 20 million, rising 25. Valued at 66 to 76. Really good potential. Again, quite well-rounded. Can play right back, centre back, left back, DM, centre midfielder. I'm not going to play him on the wings, but I reckon I could probably train him to play there if needed. But again, versatility, I'm really happy with it. Now, let's start on a couple of outs. So, loan, Stuart Armstrong went to Fulham for 13.5. Didn't really need him, didn't play him last season. Walcott sold on a free. Armstrong, 7.5 million to Bournemouth. Again, didn't really need him, was getting on a bit. Duja Kalatakar, he didn't play, he was unhappy. I just figured I wanted to play the two centre-backs I wanted to pick last season. I played them. It meant our backups were quite unhappy, so unfortunately, I just got rid of them. I figured we could potentially upgrade on them. So he's gone. Vokins went to 75 million. Who else is left? McCarthy for 41k. Bednarek for 9 million to Sevilla. Smallbone to Crystal Palace for 5.5. Aduzi's gone out on loan again. This time to Derby. I just don't think he's going to get many minutes, and I feel like he kind of needs game time. Lineker to 8.5 to Rennes, and that was our only outs. Now, pre-seasons looked pretty good. Only played the 3 games, a 3-1 win, a 3-1 win, a 4-2, and a 4-0. So, alright, pre-season. This season, we have got a European competition. It is actually the Europa League, not the Europa Conference. We didn't quite wait until Newcastle, I believe it was, finished their game, but finished the cup game, but we managed to get Europa League, which I'm really happy with. I think for the second season, it's fantastic. We have quite a lot left in transfer budget, and obviously a good overall balance, which I'm happy with as well. I don't want the overall balance to be too low. I think with Europe as well, this should hopefully go up in the end of the season. That should be looking pretty healthy. I'm not going to spend the full budget because I don't really feel like there's anywhere I can spend it or need to spend it. I'm pretty happy with our depth, so we will leave it for there. The only thing to make you aware of is Perode is potentially going for 7.5. Teller's going out on loan. Aribo, he's got a loan offer. I'm going to reject that. Dan and Lungdulu is probably going to go out on loan as well. So that's our business. I will simulate now until the end of the season. We'll see how season number 2 gets on. Hello guys, and welcome to the end of season number 2. Let's get into it and see how we done. Right, okay. So we finished 8th. Our expectation was top half, which we have achieved. But obviously no Europe. So Fulham have got Europa League. 5 teams have got the Champions League, and Tottenham have got Europa Conference League. We finished in 8th. So 2 places lower than what we finished the season before, and quite a big gap between it. What did we actually get points-wise? Season preview. No, stages? Yeah, stages. Yeah, last season we got 59. This season we got 56, so 3 less points. So, dropped off a bit there. Maybe Europe had something to do with it. They were knocked out in the round of 16 by Red Bull Salzburg, 5th round by Arsenal, and 3rd round by Aston Villa. So, bit worse this season than last year, but I guess we can rebuild. We can work from there. Let's have a look at our fixtures to see what sort of happened. So, started the season okay. First 2 games, lost to Newcastle, lost to Norwich. That's probably a game we should be winning. Lost to Man United, beat Villa, won in the Europa League, won 4-0 against Sporting. 5-2 against City, lost to Liverpool, a big loss there. Lost 4-1 to Burnley, Wakehurst on a roll. 4-1 against Everton. Decent form here, But wow, our end of season run was horrendous. Lost to Everton, lost to West Ham, lost to Norwich, lost to Aston Villa, and lost to Man United. So not great end of season form here. Lost 2-0 at home to Salzburg and beat them 2-1 away. Okay, so not a great run, not the best run there. So that's a bit disappointing. I'll show you who we've ended up getting in our youth intake, but that is quite a disappointing season. I'd expect better. So Andrew Dodds is one that's come in. John T left. Ian, I believe he's really good potential. He's looking like he's going to be a good young player. Colwell, not great. Robbie Dunn has signed. Jed has signed. Lawney did not sign. Lee Brook has signed and got decent potential on him. Lee Garrett has got very good potential, a potential 5-star player. Brian Burnt has signed. Trent has signed, looks pretty decent. Sam has signed. Morty did not sign. Sam did not sign. Aaron did not sign. And Robbie did not sign. Okay. Bit of a disappointing season. What I may do is I may look to change this, because what I'd like to do is play 2 up top. I'd quite like the idea of both Mara and Adams playing. Mara is now 21. I think he needs to get some game time, so I kind of like the idea of playing both of them. So I may look to make that change next season. Obviously, see if we can then push on without Europe and see if we can potentially get in the top, basically in the top 4. But bit of a disappointing season. I want to get back into Europe. Finance-wise, we've got 46 in the bank, 54 million budget, so quite a big budget. Let's see how we get on with the business. I will be back, guys, for season number 3. Guys, and welcome to the beginning of season number 3. Now, I've come back early just purely because I have done all our business. So our business is all completed, but I've got some good news for you. We have actually qualified for the Europa Conference League. I don't know how it ended up happening. Obviously, when we left, we had nothing, but it seems to have changed. Now 6 teams have got Champions League. They've got Europa Conference League, being Aston Villa, and now we've been bumped to Europa Conference League. So we have got Europe for next season. Really happy about it. We've still got 43 million to spend, but I will not be spending it. So I'm going to go through the transfers I've made. So there's only 3 to let you know of. The first one being Eddie Nketiah coming in on loan. Will join us permanently, but really good player, good pace. He's going to come in as sort of a striker option as depth. Another one we've got is Rasmus Højlund, again depth, but he can also play obviously behind the striker, so he's a really good young player. The final one is Carney Chukwuemeka, who is going to be coming in as sort of a number 10 option on loan from Chelsea. Low risk, low reward. I'll see what happens with him and see if he does come in. But that's the only business to let you know of. Romain has left. There's no other sort of outgoings either. The only one that looks like it may happen is Nathan Teller I'm trying to get rid of. But other than that, the squad is going to stay exactly the same for this season. What I am going to do is, looking at pre-season, I decided to try the 2 striker formation. And as you can see, pre-season has not gone too hot with it. We've lost every game. Granted, they are against tough opposition. I've purposely selected tough opposition for that. So I am going to go back to this. But what I'm going to do, I'm only going to select 2 positions rather than selecting half of the team, which is what I've been doing. These 2 positions, I want them to play. The rest of them, pick however the assistant manager deems fit. Should give him more control on it, and should mean we're not playing injured players. So, for example, Lavia is very tired. If I carry on and simulate as this, he is going to get picked even when he's injured. Doing that less means less impact to our play. This guy, he is 20. He does need to improve a lot. He hasn't really got as much game time over the last couple of seasons. So I'm picking him just in hopes he does develop and come on, so that's why he's getting picked. But other than that, no one else is getting picked. I may even halfway through the season try him there and just take it from there. But I will see you at the end of the season. We'll go through the rest of pre-season and how we've got on. Hello guys and welcome to the end of season number 3. Let's get into it. Oh. Wow, okay. A massive drop off from the season before. We're nowhere near Europe now. We're 14th, 48 points. So a big drop off from last season. Adams only got 11 goals this time. 13, that's quite disappointing from him. League third qualifying round in the Europa Conference. So didn't even qualify for the Europa Conference. 4th round of the FA Cup and 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. Really disappointing this season. The board can't be happy with that. Guessing I'm still favourable because of previous years, but that is really shocking here. So what happened? So Casa Pia we lost to in the 12th in the Portuguese league. That's not great. Didn't start too badly, but then Leicester Carabao Cup lost almost straight away on penalties. 1-0, 2-1. Not a lot of wins in here is the problem. What happened to our squad then? So who's... Adams got 10, McAllister with 13, Orsic with 10 and 10, Salisu with 6, Rasmus Højlund with 6, Snedrup didn't do too well, James Ward-Prowse had a drop off as well. How old is he now? He's 30. Still got stats there, it's just not what it was. So I think he can still play a game. Yeah, so a bit of a disappointing season there. What I may do is I might change up the tactics here. So I'll keep the same tactic, but when it comes to selecting, I may have to. So I'll put McAllister here as a starter. Has to be. Who is better? Adams will start on top, and I'll say James Ward-Prowse has to play here now. Drop deeper, so we can get McAllister, because McAllister did have a good season. Who else has done well? Orsic did okay, so maybe I'll do that as our starters. Salisu left only, he's looking really good, so yeah, maybe I'll do this for next season, but that's quite disappointing. I will show you our sort of youth intake, because we had quite a few good players. So this is what we had. Adam Bainbridge came in, potential 5 stars, really good young player. Same as Ashley Henry. Look at those attributes, incredible young player. Only 15, but very good mentals, already good marking, good tackling, heading's not too bad, technique. Teamwork is at 16, bravery at 16, so he's a really good young player there. And we also signed Dougie Irvin, Bailey Hoskins, Jordan Mills, and these two were signed just as depth option for our attack. But looking at our development centre, it's looking pretty good. Ronnie Edwards has now gone past 21, so he'll probably be tried to be sold for profit. This guy will probably be sold as well. Thierry Small. I think he probably needs a last loan out just before potentially sell him, I'll be honest. This guy is looking really good though, so looking at these attributes, I wouldn't be opposed to putting him in the first team for this season. I know he won't obviously play too much, but looking at those attributes, I definitely won't be opposed to it. This guy, maybe not so much, but the rest of them, we can see what we can do with them. Tick, 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 tick. Perfect. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go now to the end of the transfer window, see if we can rebuild and potentially push on. Based on last season, what I may do, I may look to see if I can improve the defence, because Kotchap isn't as good as I perhaps wanted him to be, so maybe he'll be depth and I'll get a top centre back there. So I'll go to the end of the transfer window and we'll see how we got on. Hello guys and welcome to the beginning of season number 4. I have decided, actually, I'm going to try and change to a different tactic, again from GYR FM, who is currently the best at making Football Manager tactics. It is this. So I want to give this a try this season, because I want to play two strikers, because I've just spoiled for you there a couple of my signings. So, I'm going to go through my signings. First off is Yusuf Makoko, 21.5 million. He was transfer listed. He's still only 20. Great potential. Good dribbler, good finisher. He's quick. I figured for 21.5 million, when I saw that was available, I could not turn it down. I couldn't. Especially considering Che Adams is now 29. So I think that was a great deal. Then we got Gavaradol, 45 million. Valued at 53 to 58. He is the centre-back I wanted. The top centre-back, quick, strong, good ability. He's only 23. I think he's going to be a really good player for us. And then I saw another player up for 6.75, and I was like, ooh, I'm interested in this. Dominic. Fantastic penalty, good technique, good flair, good corners, good free kick taking. I think he could play on either this side or the centre mid. So either of these two roles I think he'd be pretty good at. And he can still improve, so I'm quite happy with that. Now, there's one thing I realised. Doing these simulations, it's easy to miss certain bits of information. So, when I simulated the season, I did not see a certain release clause was triggered here for Singo, 43 million to Real Madrid. He's not doing too hot, so maybe in the future we could take him back, but he has gone to Real Madrid for £43 million. Our other outs were a couple of loans here, which I said which I've looked at, and they were basically youth academy players I think could develop and could improve. So I sent them out on loan. We also sold Denzel Semeyu. Young player, wasn't really going to do much for us. Mainly Niles was complaining about first team football, so I've sold him. We then have sold Larios. Didn't really reach his potential. I figured get rid of him. And Diallo, again, another one complaining about first team football. Not going to start for us. Figured get rid of him. List was our third choice keeper. Got rid of him. Ronnie Edwards has gone for 6.25. He didn't quite reach the potential I hoped for him, so I figured I'd get rid of him. And Bekir Ognjanovic, 8.75, again, did not reach the heights I wanted for him. Aribo then was only gone for 1 million. Not really that good a player. Good for his touch, that's pretty much it. Wasn't playing for us, I figured I'll get rid of him. And the only other incoming is the one we knew about, which is Eddie Nketiah for £13.75 million, already valued at 25, so maybe we'll sell him. In the summer or in January, we'll see. But this is what I'm going with for the start of season number 4. Well, for season number 4. Pre-season, we didn't start too hot. We lost 4-1 to Arsenal. 3-1 to Arsenal with Højlund with our only goal. Atletico Madrid lost 3-0. Lost 3-1 to Barcelona. Makoko with our goal. 9-0 against Leach. We won 3-1 against PSG. Makoko, Adams, and Belchap. 4-0 against Mada Borislav. Trossard with 2, Chedrins with 2, and Moore with 1. No, Trossard 1. 3-1 against Salzburg, Makoko, Adams, and Livramento. 3-1 against Leipzig, Che Adams and Makoko with 2. And then 3-0 against Lyon with Makoko with 2 and James Ward-Prowse with 1. So this is what I'm going to go with for the start of this season. We'll see how it sort of develops, but I will now simulate season number 4, and hopefully we can push back up the table. And welcome to the end of season number 5. Let's get into it and see how we did. Oh, okay. We succeeded. We have got top 4. Our best finish to date, highest point tally to date, and we've got Champions League football for the next season. FA Cup quarter-final, so we did get somewhere there, and 4th round of the Carabao Cup. Looks like there's a lot of spaces here. 8, 9, 10. 10 spaces in Europe for English clubs. 3 in Europa League, 6 in the Champions League. Brentford getting in the Champions League as well. What did they do? They won the Europa League. Wow, well done Brentford. But that is a brilliant end to the season. Fantastic results there. Let's have a look at our sort of player stats. So top scorer Makoko, Most assists, James Ward-Prowse. Salisu highest rating. We've got a couple of players coming in. So Isaac Johnson's coming in. Kotchap is leaving on a free, unfortunately. He wouldn't agree a new deal. Same as Sekou Mara leaving on a free. Again, wouldn't sign a new deal because they weren't playing. So, we've lost those two on a free, but plenty of budget to get it back up. I can see one player here who I've tried to sign before. I may look into again, but we shall see. But that's a brilliant second season. Let's have a look at the results here. So, decent run to start. I will be completely honest. Around, where was it? January. Oh, where was it? It was Stoke. This game, I changed our tactic. So, this game I changed our tactic because I believe we were 8th. So I just literally went back to this, cleared everything and said, assistant, just pick it all. And it seemed to have worked. So let's have a look at how our individual squads have gone. See, let's have a look at our biggest result. Nope. Biggest result, 6-1 over Stoke, 5-3 over Brentford, 5-0 over Leicester, 5-0 over Wolves, 4-2, 5-0. So some very good results. Our biggest defeats. Didn't really have many big defeats. 4-0, I guess, over Man United. So overall, a really good result. Let's look at our squad. So 23 goals for Makoko, 13 for Trossard, only 11 for Che Adams. May look to sell him. We'll see what options he got. 11 goals for Ward-Prowse and 8 for Dominic. Assist-wise, Ward-Prowse leading the line. Makoko second, Adams third, well, joint second, Livramento and Lavia then on 7. So really good performance for us. What I'll do, I'll simulate, I won't simulate, I'll work now to get our business done as quick as we can, and then I shall see you back for the beginning of season number 5 to let you know how we done. And welcome to the beginning of season number 5. Now, we've actually come back early. We haven't done any friendlies yet because I've actually done all the business I want to do. So I'm done. I am inactive in the transfer market. We have got 40 million left, but our finances aren't in a good place. I don't really want to spend it. I don't feel like I need to spend it. We've got a good young squad, and I'm hoping a lot of them will progress this season. We've made 4 signings. The first one being Ben White on loan. He's got potential to buy, but he's 28. I wanted to get him in on loan first. Got that optional fee. Really good, well-rounded player. Can play in 3 positions we kind of need to. So, figured he'd be a good signing to get in. We also signed Alexander Milic, who is a young wonder kid. 45 to 64. A regen. Really good potential. Really quick. Good determination. I'm training him to play here so we can play there in our system. We then signed Isaac Johannesburg on a free transfer. He's going to be on this role for us and can also play on the right hand side. Can also play DM as well, so he can play either of these sort of free positions, 4 even, can play cam. But good young player, he's quick, good work rate, good technique. He's only 23 and he's got still potential to grow. On a free transfer, can't really complain. And then finally, Dusan Milanovic, 5.5. Another wonder kid, centre back and left back. Really good player, room to grow, really well rounded, only 19, and a fantastic signing. That's all the business we've done and all the business we will do. I'm putting a lot of faith in our young squad. Let's look at picking best 11. Livramento, Trossard, McAllister, Makoko, Ward-Prowse, Slavia, Salisu, White, Wrench, Gavaradol, and Bazuna. So really good squad now. Let's simulate the final season and see how they get on. And welcome to the end of season number 5 of the Southampton rebuild. The very last season. How did we get on? Let's have a look. Okay. So we got Europa Conference League. We finished 6th. So still within realm. Not too far off. Only 4 points off top 4. Round of 16 we got 2 by Internacional. We won the Carabao Cup, so we did get a trophy in our final season, 2-1 against Chelsea, and knocked out in the 5th round of the FA Cup, so we did well. Looking at this, actually. Oh, to be fair, that's, like, organised. But it was a pretty good season overall. Let's have a look at our best results. So, worst result, plenty 3-0 against Inter. Best result 6-1 against Slavia Prague, 5-4 against Brentford in the Carabao Cup second round, 5-2 against Leeds, 5-2 against Derby, 5-0 win over Arsenal. That is one for the record books. 4-1 against Ajax. 4-3 loss in extra time to Man United. 3-3 against Dortmund. 3-2 against Dortmund. A very good season. I'd actually take that. I think most fans would. If you can get obviously top 6 and a trophy, I think obviously Southampton fans definitely now will take that, but I think at this point it's a very good season. I think this has been a successful rebuild, getting them back into Europe again and again. Looking at this, Yusuf Moukoko seems to have had a very good season. 50 goals, 55 appearances. He looks a very good player. That 21.5 million is looking like an absolute bargain. And let's have a look at the rest of our players, actually. So, joining Real Madrid, another free transfer. Good player, but if he doesn't want to sign, he doesn't want to sign. Let's have a look at the rest of them. So selection info, 50 goals. Second was McAllister with 15. Dominik Szymanski with 14 and 14 assists. He looked really good signing as well. Salisu with 10. Isaac Johnson, another good signing, 9 for him. 5 for White. Assist-wise, top was Ward-Prowse with 22. Still doing really well at 32 years of age. Trossard with 14. Dominic with 14 and McAllister with 12. 10 for Adams and 10 for Johansson. So a really good season. Financially, we're in a decent place. We're not too bad. Debt-wise, we don't really have many major debts, so it's a pretty good... I'd say this is a pretty successful rebuild. Looking at this, actually, UEFA Champions League, the final still to take place on the... Where is it? 29th of May. What I'll do, I'll simulate until the end, just to see if we do get into an upgrading competition by the end of all the fixtures. So I'll just simulate until the end, and we'll come back to you then. There we have it, guys. The champions are Paris Saint-Germain, and we have qualified for the Europa League. So it's not quite the Champions League, but better than Europa Conference League. But we have done it. We have got Europe for next season. We've won a trophy, and I feel like we've kind of cemented Southampton as challengers for Europe consistently. So I'm pretty happy. They've still got a good young squad. If you look at switch from general, there's some older ones in there, but we've got him who's quite young, Martin Hara's young, Milic is young, good potential. This guy Dusko Milanovic young, Moukoko young, Fedor's young, Lavia still young, Johnson's young, Hoyland's young, Adozi's young, Wrench is still young, Livermento's only 24, Bazunu's 25, Gvardal's all 25. I think if you look, this is a very good young core of the squad. Obviously you've got 28-year-old McAllister can get a couple of years out of, Salisu can get a couple of years out of, but these guys probably more fringe players now, who, apart from him, he's key, but easily replaced. It's a very good young set squad, so I'm really happy with how we've rebuilt this. I'm really happy with what we've achieved. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and thank you and goodbye.